Hey guys, welcome back to another Heart to Heart with Statton video. I am your host, Statton. Anyways, I'll be while I'm talking here, I'll be questing on Neverwinter. The quest will be related to Acquisitions Incorporated. Anyways, before I start, I would like to point out that I don't do what other YouTubers do. I don't really write a script ahead of time. I probably should. The words would probably roll off the tongue a little better, but then again, I it might not because if you don't do what you're comfortable with, it might cause you to stumble and stutter over your words more. I'm not against YouTubers that use scripts. I give them props because they are able to do something that I clearly can't do at the time, which is divide my attention up between gameplay and script reading. So I say what's on my mind at the very second, and even if I did write a script, I probably wouldn't read it dead on. Like what I would think would be a good idea to say ahead of time, I would change my mind and think at the time I'm recording, no, I got something better. Well, I just thought I'd let you know that, which is why if things aren't exactly rolling off my tongue at the time when I'm recording, well, now you know why. But the subject that's pressing on my mind today has to do with setting goals and trying to accomplish them. You see, it's always good to have goals, whether they be huge ones or just tiny ones. Doesn't really matter. It's always good to want to better yourself, for you, if at least if not for anybody else. Anyways, but we reach a point sometimes in our lives where it becomes, or what it seems to become, next to impossible to accomplish our goals. We start to realize we have the desire, but then we start to see how much work and time we have to actually put into accomplishing these goals. And then we're left wondering, is it really worth it in the end? Now, that depends on what your goals are, in all seriousness. If your goals are to benefit you and your life and the life of your loved ones, those are the goals definitely worth going for. Now, the thing is there are those that have the desire but don't have the motivation. They want to accomplish your goals, but they don't want to have to sacrifice the things that they have. And sometimes to accomplish your goals, you have to go outside your comfort zone. For example, say someone who's had one job that they've had in their entire life, that they've gone to this job for years now, but they have a goal, they have a desire that they want to become something for later on in life, but they realize in order to accomplish this goal, they're either going to have to get a new job with a better work schedule, or they have to let's see, they have to go to school to accomplish this goal, which requires more pay. So not only do you need a job with a better work schedule, but a job with better pay. But when you strive for that job, you run a risk, a gamble. You have, because you're already having a job if you've had this job for so long already, that job's already proven to have great job security for you. So far, there's no sign of you being in danger of losing that job. But when you leave that job to go for another job, you run the risk of going for another job you may not be able to keep that job, because as it turns out, you either don't do as well at that job, or you have to deal with higher ups that pretty much walk all over you. Well, anyways, with that said, it comes down to, well, I guess to start off with, one thing you gotta bear in mind is if you really have the desire to make these accomplishments, it can be done. It takes work. It isn't. Victory is not going to be handed to you. It will be hard. You're going to have to work hard, and it's going to be very, very time consuming. But the fact of the matter is, a harsh truth you have to confront yourself with is the fact that desire alone is not going to accomplish your goal. You can have the desire, and you can go to the grave having that desire, but if you don't put forth the effort required, if you don't put forth the effort required to accomplishing your goals, they're never going to happen. They're never going to be accomplished. I have some goals myself. I'm gonna have some goals. I have goals already myself that I'm gonna try to accomplish. Now, one or two of them I have already accomplished, but there's other goals I have which they're gonna be long term. I got a long road ahead of me, and to accomplish them, I'm gonna have to make some choices that are not easy to make, and I'm definitely gonna have to go outside my comfort zone. But I seriously, deep in my heart, I seriously want to accomplish these goals, and I do believe I'll be happier when I do. And these are actually goals that I believe will help make a better living for my family and I. Now, that is not to say when my goals are accomplished that suddenly everything's going to be handed to me. That everything is going to be a cakewalk for the rest of my life. But the fact, hold on, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me over this. Okay, now the thing is I don't believe life is going to be handed to me if I accomplish these goals, which I will do everything I can to accomplish them. I'm not going to give up. But even when you accomplish the things you want, you're still going to have obstacles. You're still going to have stresses in life. And some of those stresses will actually be tied in to your accomplishments. For example, I won't reveal what all my goals are. I have a total of 5 goals that are that I hope will affect me for the rest of my life. I've already accomplished one of the goals in the midst of trying to accomplish the second goal. But the third goal right now is I love writing fictional stories. I hope someday to become an author. But not only do I want to write fictional stories, but I want to write fictional stories that have lessons that people can actually carry with them in real life. I want to be able to leave behind something people can learn from. Now, I hope that doesn't make me sound like I'm full of myself, because I would never dare say I'm a wise man or anything. One moment.
What? They took my statue and all the fake gold. Who does that? You'd be surprised how expensive that fake gold is. Get that stuff back.
Anyways, but I do love helping people as often as I can. I usually like lending a listening ear to those that want to talk about their troubles, and I I'll I do like kind of going the extra mile for people. And back when before in my old job, I was actually allowed to write short stories, print out copies of them, and leave them in the break room for people to read. Now, and I actually had people compliment me over these stories that they actually like them. Um, Now, this job I currently have, they said that they don't really approve of that because they say they don't want me to leave any of my propaganda, their exact words, behind. But I wish I could. I actually miss doing that sort of thing. Now, admittedly, it's been a while since I've last written anything, but I am going to get back to it. The desire has not diminished at all, though I'm pretty sure getting back into the flow of it is not going to be an easy task, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Now, like I said, I have other goals, and some of these goals are actually going to require me going to school and to accomplish. And to do that, I'm going to have to make some changes over how things are going right now in the present moment in my life. I hope I'll have time to keep making YouTube videos because that's something I also love to do. In fact, that's actually why I started the whole heart to heart with Statton video. It's because this is I hope that I'm leaving behind something for people to hear that they can carry with them. Like I said, and I've said this already. I know I have, but I feel like it's important for me to repeat. Is I hope this doesn't make me sound like I'm full of myself. I just like helping people. Now we all have different goals. I I can't promise you that you'll be that you're guaranteed to accomplish your goals each and every time because it also comes down to one thing. I I'm stopping again because once again I don't know if you guys can hear me over the screeching. I'm gonna have to change the settings in the future to make absolutely sure that I don't have to keep stopping every time things like that happen. But anyways, I can't guarantee you that you'll always accomplish your goals because in the end, you may have a goal that you say you have a desire to accomplish now, but rather if it be in the near future or years down, you may find that it's something that just wasn't for you. Not that you couldn't do it, but the fact that you may find that it really wasn't in your desire, or you had a desire back then, but you don't have the desire anymore. That your interest is being pulled somewhere else. And that happens a lot. That doesn't mean you failed either. It just means that what you thought was for you ended up you find that your heart's being pulled in another direction. And you may even find out that your new goals that replace your old goals that you've changed on might actually be even better than your previous goals. But never stop having goals regardless. You see, that's if you feel like you've hit a dead end. If you feel like you've hit a dead end and you're going nowhere, the worst thing you can do is give up. In fact, you may find that the hardest roads are actually the roads that are worth taking. I not really a big fan of the movie I'm about to quote here, but I think Tom Hanks said it best in A League of Their Own at the end when I forget the names of the characters, the actors and actresses were playing in the movie, but one part of the movie that sticks with me is the fact that the main character was going to quit the baseball team. And when Tom Hanks' character confronted her on the matter, she said it just got too hard. And he said, "Of course it's hard. If it wasn't hard, anyone and everyone could do it." And he finished it off by saying, "It's the hard that makes it great." And I believe that is 100% true. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the movie. I'll watch it on occasion. I don't hate it. It's not that I dislike it. It's just not a movie that catches my eye that often. If you were to present it in a group of other movies, chances are it would probably be last on the list, or at least one of the last ones on the list. There are. It's one of those movies where the beginning for me is a little more interesting than the middle and the end, with the exception of that quote, which was spoken by Tom Hanks at the end. I'm kind of weird like that. There's some movies where I like bits and pieces of it better than the rest of the movies. Anyways, you may even find before you reach your goals that you're so bogged down with stress and everything because of all the time you've put into it and all the effort and all the work you put into it, and you have little time for anything else, which means even time, spare time for yourself, time where you can just relax and have fun. But don't let that crush you, because if it's something you truly want to do, it will be worth it in the end. It really will be. Also, I this is pretty much the end of the subject, but before I cut the video, I'm going to try to accomplish this quest really quick. And while I do, I would also like to mention something. If there's any subjects, any of you that watch these videos, if there's any subject you want me to talk about or want to know what my thoughts are, feel free to post them in the comment section. I'll be more than willing to look into it. For all you know, some of the things that are on your mind are also things that are on my mind, and even if they aren't on my mind, hey, I'll look into them. I not only make these videos for myself, I also make them for all of you to help as many of you as I can. As you know, I hope these videos in this one channel shows different sides of me. I mean, you've seen the game playing side of me, and if you've seen any of my skits or the videos I make skit wise, you'll see that I have a humorous side as well, a side that likes to joke around. But then you got this here, where you also see a serious side that actually cares. Yeah, I'm just gonna spam this attack right now.
Nice job on the pick. Now I need you to crawl way up in this giant hole and scratch his innermost nut.
one thing I'm noticing in this video right now is the fact that I'm gonna have to start learning my dodging skills. To bring up this video again, there is actually one thing I actually did notice about Lil's video when she's fighting cars off, and that's the fact that I was impressed. I was truly amazed at how she was able to keep away from him, how she was able to dodge almost all of his attacks. And I know that's something I need to do because that's my problem. I always run up to a monster and I'll just keep attacking over and over again. I realize one thing I can do to improve my fighting skills is when I start to realize a monster is getting ready to charge for a heavy blow, that I need to back away. That's something I have learned right now, and that's a habit I need to get into. And I'll just, it's kind of difficult for me to do that right now, but I'll practice that for later videos. I know. I'm also. I've also got other plans in the future. To where I'm actually going to start recording gameplay of The Last of Us, because I know the part 2 is coming out soon. But before I do that, I do need to finish Life is Strange. I know those videos aren't getting a lot of views, but all the same, despite that fact, I'm not going to leave a gameplay unfinished. I know there are some people that do that, but I hate leaving stories incomplete. So I will finish Life is Strange, and then I'm gonna get around to The Last of Us. Hopefully I can finish this quest before the half hour is up. I will quit the video regardless. I try not to exceed the 30-minute limit I've got set for myself. On a minor note, I have noticed something ever since they did the update to this game. It used to be that you could at least see the daggers strapped to my sides when I wasn't using them, but now it seems like you can only see the daggers when I'm actually using them in fights, and after that they disappear. I'm kind of disappointed in that. I thought Statton looked a little cooler with the daggers to their sides, but you know, it's like, what are you gonna do? We've got less than 6 minutes now to face the boss and accomplish and complete this quest. Let's hope I can do it. There is. Oh, come on. There we go.
You done in there? Head through the portal and get back.
Okay. Now just to turn the quest in, and then I'm calling it done.
Lakar is very happy you were able to help him again, but I have some advice. Don't overdo it. This is a service contract. Good job.
Well, anyways, sorry for that long, drawn out last part right there. But anyways, I hope I said helps whoever watches this video. It can be hard to and very difficult to accomplish goals, but if it's something you truly have a sincere desire to do, then I believe you can do it. Just remember, desire alone isn't going to make the accomplishments. You got to be willing to do the work and make the sacrifices. And you may find, even though that's very intimidating and you don't want to make the sacrifices at the time, you may find that the sacrifices and the hard work and the time is worth it. So this is where I'm going to call it done. I hope you all enjoyed it, and you all take care. Hope I helped. My name is Statton. Like, share, and subscribe, and you all have yourselves a wonderful day.